this top that I'm wearing. So it's actually from Yeezy season 1, and I remember buying this like on sale, and it was still pretty expensive, but I don't know guys, it is very oversized, and I think this is a size small. I think I should change. Yeah, I think I should change. Okay, I've changed and I'm back, and do you know it's actually like 36 degrees outside today? So tell me why I'm wearing a hoodie. I have the AC on, but I really wanted to wear my new hoodie because it's so cute and it's also glow in the dark. But anyway, on to the video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am finally reviewing the Yeezy 700 V3s in the Azael colorway. Now, I know I was meant to post this video earlier, so I'm so sorry for those of you guys who have been waiting for this video, but I'm finally filming it today. And here we have the 700 V3s in the Azael colorway. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing Azael correctly, so if I'm not, you can correct me in the comments below. But essentially, this is the first colorway that we have in the 700 V3 silhouette. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the V1 and the V2s, and they finally came out with an updated version. And I don't know about you guys, but I was super hyped for this release. This did drop towards the end of last year, and I did not cop a pair, so I'm super late to this, but I got mine off StockX, and I'm so happy to finally have a pair in hand. Now, the retail price is $200 US, which is lower than the previous versions because the V1 and V2 retail for $300 US, and I think that is mainly because the V3 does not have any boost in them. So if you look at the box of the 700, it just looks like your standard Yeezy box. It says 700 here, but you notice that on the side of the box it doesn't say boost, and all the other 700s does say boost because there's boost in them, but I'll go into that a little bit later. And the other reason I think the price point has dropped is because of the change of materials that they've used on the upper. Unlike the V1 and V2s, the V3 does not have any suede or leather materials on the upper. Instead, there is this technical mesh layer, and on this side here you can see there is a translucent panel, and I'm assuming that is for breathability purposes, and the material is very similar to the translucent stripe that you can see on the 350 V2s. Now, on top of the mesh there is this RPU cage, and it does have this very like sculptural modern kind of look, which I really like, and it is also glow in the dark. Now, with glow in the dark details on sneakers, like I don't really know who is looking at my glow in the dark shoes, but I do like them, and they actually do glow quite well, as you guys can see in the footage that I've shot for you guys. And yeah, it does just look very cool. It kind of has sort of like a skeleton ribcage kind of vibe, if that makes any sense at all. In regular lighting though, it does have sort of like a bone white color, which I think complements the rest of the sneaker really well. It is overall a neutral colorway, which should not be surprising because the phone keeps ringing! My dad's phone keeps making a sound, and I don't know how to make it silent because it's a Samsung phone. But anyway, back to the sneakers. I think I was talking about the color of the sneaker. So as you guys can see, it is a neutral colorway, and it is not surprising because Kanye loves his neutral tones, and I think it is a really good combination of color and definitely very wearable. Now, moving on to the toe box of the sneaker, you can see this very familiar shaped panel because you can see on the V1 and V2 it does have that very similar shaped panel. However, on the V3 you can see that it does not have any top stitching compared to the V1, for example. It does have the top stitching to hold the panel in place. I noticed on the V3 it does not have any form of stitching, like top stitching on the sneaker, so I think everything is sort of fused onto the sneaker or glued on. They're also releasing a new colorway next month, which is the all black colorway, and it's called ALVAH, and I'm really excited for that as well. I feel like I definitely need a pair because it looks really cool, and it does have the glow in the dark cage as well, which in photos look really cool. But again, I think you guys can tell I really like glow in the dark details. Anyway, moving on to the tongue of the sneaker, you can see that the tongue and the sock liner is one piece, and it's constructed in this black neoprene material, and also there is this very small reflective detail that's tucked underneath the laces. So if you are in low lighting or if you take a photo with flash, you'll be able to see this detail come through. And because it has this black neoprene sock liner, I feel like even if you didn't have the laces attached to the sneaker, the shoe will stay onto your foot because the sock liner does fit quite snug. With the midsole of the sneaker, you can see they've gone for this very smooth and minimal appearance, which is a huge difference compared to the V1 and V2, where it has this texture and colors, whereas this one is very smooth and it is in a bone white color, and the midsole is definitely more similar to the Yeezy 380s that also released recently, which I have not done a video about, so I will probably do that for my next video. But as you guys can see, the two of these do have a very similar kind of vibe, and the midsole is pretty much that same sort of sleek look. And then with the outsole of the sneaker, you can see again it has this very familiar pattern, because with the V1 and the V2s, you can see it has this very like distinctive shaped outsole, but it's not exactly the same. You can see that the V3 is much slimmer compared to the V1 or V2, and also you can see a lot more of this bright blue portions showing through, and instead of the boost like you can see on the previous versions, the blue here is actually the EVA foam that they've used in place of the boost. Now, in terms of how it feels like on feet, I feel like it's super comfortable. It does have a really good bounce to it. In comparison to the V1 or the V2, I feel like they probably feel almost a little bit softer compared to the boost. Now, if I had to compare it with the 380 though, now this does have boosts in them, and this is way softer and way more comfortable compared to the 700 V3s. But even though it does not have the boost, I feel like this is still a very comfortable pair of sneaker. And again, I don't know how this will go with wear, whether the bounce will sort of wear down the more you wear it. So again, I guess I'll have to check back with you guys in a few months to let you know how I go. But right now, based on like first impression wise, they are very comfortable, and I feel like even though it doesn't have the boost, I don't think I'm missing that comfort at all. Like the EVA foam does seem to work really well. In terms of sizing, I find that these fit really snug, so I would highly recommend going at least half a size up. So I'm usually a men's 6, and I got these in a 6.5, and they still feel quite snug, but I think it is a good fit for me. Now with the previous V1 and V2s, I got them in a 6.5 as well, but on feet these feel much more roomy compared to the V3s, and I think that is because of this neoprene sock liner. Like it really hugs your foot. So keep in mind, if you have like wide feet, you might want to go one size up, or half a size up, you should be fine. But I find that the opening of the sneaker is quite small and it doesn't stretch too much, so if you have very wide feet, you might find it difficult to get the shoe on. But once you have them on, they are very comfortable and very snug. And again, as I mentioned, the EVA foam is very comfortable on feet. Overall, I'm really happy with the 700 V3s, and I think it is a great progression from the V1 and V2, and we're finally moving on from that chunky dad sneaker silhouette, because I feel like that trend has been going on for quite a while now. And yeah, I'm really into this whole more minimal modern kind of look, and I'm excited to see what other new Yeezys will be coming out this year. And yeah, the black pair will be releasing in February, so I hope you guys are excited for the drop, and hopefully I can pick up a pair. If you haven't already gotten yourself a pair of the 700 V3s, I highly recommend that you do, because I think they just look really great on feet. And I got mine off StockX, as I mentioned before, and I will leave a link down below if you guys are interested in picking up a pair as well. It is a affiliated code, so if you do decide to buy from my link, I do get a tiny commission, so I would really appreciate it if you guys want to use that link. But don't feel obligated. If you don't want to use it, that's cool as well, but I thought I'll just let you guys know. And yeah, I think the that's pretty much it for me today, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the 700 V3 and whether you picked up a pair. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye. Oh my god, guys, this video is so hard to shoot. My dad's phone is going off, my mom trying to eat Kit Kat over there. Anyway, in comparison to the V1 and the V2, when I have them on, I feel like these feel very roomy for me, and this one definitely is sort of like I don't know how to say, like it hugs onto your foot, and I think it's really comfortable. But if you have like a very like high arch on your foot, if your foot is like very high, then it might feel too tight. I hope I'm making sense. Oh my god.